This is going to very quickly show you how to create your own mugshots for EasyNPC, and it's going to be using Focus Tense's method with Mod Organizer too. So you'll need Mug Prep by Focus Tense. You'll need Green Shot, Screen Marker, NifSkope, and then whichever NPC replacer you want to use to create your mugshots. The first thing you want to do is just go ahead and install your NPC replacer into Mod Organizer as normal. I have mine here. I'm going to be using Nox NPC, Skirter, and Sigrid. Click it once to activate the text and Control-C to copy that. We're going to use that to set up Mug Prep and also set up our folder where we're going to save these files. Once you have that copied, create yourself a new folder somewhere that you can easily access it. Mine's on my desktop, and just title it Mugshots. And then inside there, create another new folder and paste in the name of your mod. Try to keep it the same name that it has on the Nexus page, because that way end users who download this won't need to set up a pseudonym in EasyNPC. Okay, and then inside that folder, you're going to determine where the NPCs that are being replaced come from, meaning are they from the base game, a DLC, or from a mod. These two NPCs are from the base game, so their master file is skyrim.esm. If you were doing, for instance, a Serana replacer, that would be dawnguard.esm, and etc. Just whichever DLC or mod the NPC comes from, you need to make a folder with the name of that master file. Okay, once you've done that, you can just go ahead and close this out. We don't need it for now. The next thing we want to do is set up Mug Prep to work with our new mod. So with the title of that mod still copied, you need to go and edit your executable for Mug Prep and add in an argument. And the argument is -d space quotation mark and then the path of your mod. So I have my path already put in, and then you close the quotation. Once you've done that, you just run Mug Prep, and it's going to fix a lot of the issues that pop up when you go into NifSkope. Okay, the next thing you need to do is just make sure that you have any relevant texture and mesh mods enabled. I just have everything in my body spaces and hair tab enabled. That way, so the NPCs don't all come looking crusty or vanilla. And a special note, if you're using the Eyes of Beauty, which I am, it's somewhere in here, the iCube map file from the Eyes of Beauty doesn't play well in NifSkope. And so if you're going to use that, you need to install another iCube map to use with it, even if it's just for mugshot creation. Subtle iCube map has been working well, so I'll link that. I just have it enabled only when I'm using mugshots. Once you have everything enabled, we're going to go ahead and actually go to where our .mif files are stored. If you're in Mod Organizer, you just come to the Data tab. It's under Meshes, Actors, Character, Face Gen Data, Face Geo, and then it'll be whatever folder the NPCs are from. These are from skyrim.esm. So you just select the first one, click it once, and then Control-C to copy the ID. That'll just make it easier later. And you're going to open with VFS, and that'll open it with all your textures and meshes. Now once you do that, your screen may not look like mine. You may have like purple missing textures. It might look really weird. If that's the case, just come up to Options, Settings, Resources, and in the Paths tab, just auto-detect your game paths. And then in Archives, auto-detect archive. And that'll find where all your meshes and textures are stored, so it can fix that for you, and that should fix it for you. The next thing, if your screen looks like this, if it looks like you're looking at the NPC through a tube, just press the P key, and that'll fix that. It's perspective. And then if you have a grid in the background, just press G, and that'll get rid of the grid. Okay, so once you've got that all set up and working, we're just going to set up our screen marker so that we have a consistent kind of picture frame, if you will, to take our screenshots in. So you just open screen marker. And what I do is in Microsoft Paint, I just set up a 660 by 660 square and just put it right over there. And then from screen marker, just use the square tool to draw. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be able to make a perfect square with green shot anyway, just something like a base. And then right click to get rid of that, and we can close that. Right, and then we're just going to position the NPC in the frame. You can hold down your mouse wheel to pan the camera like this, and then hold down your right click to zoom in and out. So usually you just want to make sure the bottom of the neck is cut off so they don't look like a floating head, and leave some space up at the top. And then just print screen, and it's going to pop up this magnifying glass. This is what we're going to use to actually get the perfect square. You don't want to get any of your screen markers, so just get as close as you can and draw. And just make sure you get a square. I'll just do 630 by 630. Then once you've got that, you save. And we had it copied in from before. Just delete the .nif from the end. And now that you've set up your green shot on our next NPC, I'll show you. Once you have your NPC set up, you can hold down Shift and print screen, and that will save it in the exact same location that you had screenshotted before. It'll screenshot the same area of the screen. All right, and that's that. That's the two mugshots completed. Just gonna go in and double check that they look okay and don't have a cursor or anything in them. They look fine. And so that's it. You would just, if you wanted to share it, just zip it up and upload it somewhere, or you can just drop it in your EasyNPC Mugshots folder and use it for yourself. And yeah, that's it, I guess. If you have any questions, you can just ask.